Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a question from LeetCode called Subarray Sum Equals K. This is actually a very simple problem. So what is it asking? Given an array of integers nums and an integer k, return the total number of subarrays whose sum equals to k. A subarray is a contiguous non-empty sequence of elements within an array. Example 1, we have the following input nums and k equals 2. We want to return all the subarrays that sum up to 2. So we have a subarray over here that sums to 2, and this one over here that also sums to 2. We can't put this one and this one together in a subarray because it's broken, it's not contiguous, and we can't include everything because that sum would just be 3. Example 2, nums is 1, 2, 3, k is 3. What are all the subarrays that sum up to 3? The size of the subarray doesn't matter. So here, one subarray that sums to 3 is 1, 2, and another one is just 3 by itself. Nothing else sums to 3, so our output again is going to be 2. So how do we solve this? Well, let's take a closer look at example 2. So taking 2 over here, nums is 1, 2, 3, and k equals 3. One possible approach is to just brute force it, make all possible subarrays, figure out what that total sum would be, and see if it equals k. If so, we'd increase that count for all the subarrays that sum up to k. In this case, we'd have a subarray of 1, 1, 2, 2 by itself, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 3 by itself. We'd have 6 total subarrays, and we just calculate the sum for everything. But can we do better than this? What we're going to do is keep track of a running sum from index 0 to whatever index we're on as we iterate through the array. A prefix sum. The first index we come across is 0, and it has an element of 1, so that subarray just has a sum of 1. So this subarray over here has a size of 1, and it just spans that first element. Moving on to the next element, remember we want to keep a prefix sum from index 0 to whatever index we're on, so we're going to include 2 to whatever we have. Meaning this would now span from index 0 to index 1. And adding 2 to the previous prefix sum, we'd have a total sum of 3 because it'd be 1 and 2, giving us a total of 3. So this is one subarray over here from index 0 to our current index. But we can actually figure out all of the new subarrays we get with the addition of this new element just by subtracting the previous prefix sums. If we subtract our previously calculated prefix sum, we know we can just remove that part of the array from our total subarray. So removing 1 from 1, 2, we'd be left with just the subarray of 2. So that's another subarray we can make once we bring 2 into the mix. So we'd also have 2, and that sum would just be 3 minus 1, which is 2. Now bringing 3, so now we'd have a new prefix sum that spans all 3 elements. So the total sum for that, we have to take our new element 3 and just add that to whatever we had before. So 3 plus 3 is going to be 6, meaning 1, 2, 3 has a sum of 6. Now how do we figure out all the new subarrays we can make with the inclusion of 3? We just need to subtract. If we subtract 1 from our current prefix sum, we'll get this subarray over here. So we get 2 and 3, and we know the sum over here is going to be 6 minus 1. We're just removing this part of the array. So now we have a new contiguous subarray over here. This is going to be 5. And we can also remove our other prefix sum we've calculated, 1, 2. Removing this section from here is just going to give us 3 by itself. So we get a subarray of 3, obviously with a sum of 3. So this is how we find all of our subarrays, but we don't actually need to find the sum of every single subarray. We're only concerned with a very particular subarray, the ones that sum up to k. What we can actually do is instead of calculating every single subarray by taking our current prefix sum and subtracting from it all the other previous prefix sums we've calculated, we can just take our current sum, which is 6, and subtract k from it. So 6 minus k, in this case, it was 3, meaning we overshot the subarray sum we wanted by 3. Which means if we have a previously calculated prefix sum with that sum of 3, then we know we can remove that and get another subarray of the sum of k. So if we remove 3, meaning 1, 2, from our current prefix sum of 1, 2, 3, we know we'll get another subarray of sum 3. And this way, we don't actually need to calculate for everything because we can keep a dictionary with the total prefix sums we've seen so far and the number of times we've seen it. So starting over with this example, what would this look like? So this is going to be our input nums and k equals 3. We just want to calculate all the prefix sums as we iterate through our input nums. So in the beginning, we're going to assume we have no elements taken. We have a sum of 0, and there's one way to do that by taking no elements whatsoever. Now we start looping through, we go to our first element, we see we have a 1. So our total sum from index 0 to index 0 is going to be 1, and there is one way to get that sum of 1. What's 1 minus our k, which is 3? That's negative 2, but we haven't seen negative 2 yet, so there's no subarray of negative 2 that we can remove to get that sum of k. So we just move down, we're now at 1, 2, meaning this prefix sum over here. So just adding 2 to our previous calculation, we get 3, meaning there's one more way to get a subarray sum 3. That's going to be 1, 2. Now, what's 3 minus k? That's 0. Is there a way that we can remove 0 elements from our current array? There is, and that's just by removing nothing. There's one way to remove nothing. So there's one subarray that will get us the sum of 3. That's 1, 2 right over here. So our total count is now 1. Moving down, including 3. What's our prefix sum? So we just add 3 to our previously calculated sum. That's 6. 6 wasn't in our dictionary, so increasing that count by 1 just puts it at 1. 6 minus 3 is 3. That means we've overshot our subarray sum by 3. Is there a way to remove 3? Let's check. There's one way to remove 3. We have a prefix sum, so index 0 to some index before the index we're on, that sums to 3. If we remove that, then we'll have a subarray that sums to 3. So if we remove this over here, valued at 3, we'll be left with this subarray that equals 3. So now we have another count that equals k. And this is exactly what we'd expected in example 2. And this is actually going to be O of n. All we're doing is looping through, keeping track of the prefix sums, and we're just checking if we've ever seen our current prefix sum minus k in all the previously calculated prefix sums. If so, we're going to increase the number of counts by that amount. So let's go ahead and code this up and then run through a complete walkthrough. How do we code this up? We first want to initialize everything, so we're going to have a dictionary of prefix sums. It's going to be a default dict of integers, meaning by default, every key in our dictionary is going to have an integer value of 0. We're going to initialize our counts to also be 0, and we're going to have a prefix sum that also starts off at 0. Now, in the beginning, we want to add the fact that there's one way to remove 0 elements from whatever subarray we have. So let's add that to our prefix sums. So prefix sums of 0 equals 1. Everything is now initialized. All we have to do is loop through. So for number in our input nums, our prefix sum is going to be updated to include our current number. So prefix sum plus equals the number we're on. We want to see what prefix sum minus k is, and if that exists in our prefix sums dictionary. If so, we're going to increase counts by that amount. So counts plus equals prefix sums of our current prefix sum minus k. So whatever our current sum is, minus k is how much we've overshot our current sum from index 0 to the index we're on. And we want to see if there is a smaller subarray we've already come across that we can remove to get a contiguous subarray that sums up to k exactly, and we're going to increment counts by that amount. Once that's done, we want to add our own prefix sum to our dictionary. So prefix sums of our prefix sum plus equals 1. There is one more way to get this prefix sum. In the end, all we want to do is just return our counts. So let's go ahead and submit this. And it is accepted. Now before leaving, let's just do a quick walkthrough of our code with an example to see exactly how it works. Say we have the following input example over here. Nums is this array and k equals 3. What we're going to do is initialize our prefix sums to be a default dictionary. Count is going to be 0, and prefix sum is also 0. And we're adding to our prefix sums dictionary key 0, value 1. Looping through for num in nums, we're at -1, so we're going to add -1 to our current prefix sum. Prefix sum plus equals -1 puts it at -1. And we want to see what prefix sum minus k is. K is 3, prefix sum is -1. So -1 minus 3 is -4. Do we have a -4 in here? We don't, and if it doesn't exist in here by default, it's going to be 0. So we're incrementing counts by 0, and it's going to stay 0. Meaning we can't remove a smaller subarray valued at -4 to get a total sum of 3. Because including that array, we have a sum of -1. So if we remove a subarray of -4, that'll bump up the remaining subarray's sum to be 3. But we can't do that, so we're not going to increment counts. Instead, to prefix sums, this dictionary, we're going to add our current prefix sum of -1 and increase that count by 1. So far, we've seen one more of -1. So from 0, it just goes to 1. We go back in our for loop. Our number is now 4, so we update prefix sum to be -1 plus 4, 3. Counts plus equals prefix sums of prefix sum minus k. K is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Do we have a 0 here? We do, and it's valued at 1, so we're going to increase counts by 1. There's one way to get a subarray sum of 3, and that's by removing no elements. So this subarray over here, -1, 4, sums up to 3. Now we update prefix sums, so there's one way to get the sum of 3. Go back in our for loop. We're at -1, updating prefix sum 2. Now prefix sum 2 minus 3 is -1. We do have one way to remove -1 from our array. So we're going to increment counts by 1, which means it goes to 2. All this means is from index 0 to now, our prefix sum was 2, and there's a way to remove -1. So if we remove -1, our sum is going to go up by that amount, and it's going to go to 3. So 4 -1 also gives us a subarray sum of 3, which means now we have 2 counts of subarrays that sum to 3. We update prefix sums, so 2 isn't in here, which means it goes to 1, and we just repeat the same thing. Nums is now 2, update prefix sum, it goes to 4. 4 minus k, which is 3, equals 1. 1's not in here, so we don't update counts. We update prefix sums by this prefix sum over here. So we have one more count of a prefix sum of 4. Back in the for loop, our new nums is 0. Prefix sums plus equals num. It's going to stay at 4. Prefix sum minus k. So 4 minus 3 is 1. There's no way to remove 1. We don't increase counts. And we update our prefix sum. There's one more way to get the sum of 4. 4 is already in here, which means this count is going to go up to 2. There are 2 ways to remove the sum of 4 from whatever array we're going to see next. So now we're at number 3. Prefix sum plus equals our number goes to 7. Prefix sum minus k. 7 minus 3 is 4. How many ways are there to remove 4? There are 2 ways to remove 4, meaning there are 2 ways to get the subarray sum of 3. So our counts is going to bump up from 2 to 4. And all that means is we have a current prefix sum of 7. From index 0 to our current index, we have a sum of 7. But we can remove a subarray size 4 2 different ways. We have a subarray size 4 from -1, 4, -1, 2. And if we have this subarray over here, we're just adding 0 to our previous subarray. So this is still the same sum of 4. We can remove either this one over here to get a subarray that has a sum of 3, or we can remove this one over here to get a subarray sum of 3. So now we have counts 4, and we want to update our prefix sum. So 7 is going to get a count of 1. And we can't loop through our input anymore. There are no more elements for us to go over, which means we're done with this, and we return counts, which is 4. There were 4 subarrays that gave us our sum of 3. So talking about space and time complexity, for space, we are storing this prefix sums dictionary, which stores all the prefix sums we've seen from index 0 to every single element in our array. Now, assuming all the prefix sums are unique, for example, if we just have positive numbers in our input array, that prefix sum is just going to keep increasing every single time, and it's going to be unique for every single element that we come across. So we're going to be storing as many key value pairs as the number of elements we have in our input nums. So this is going to be O of n if we have n elements in our input. For time, it's the same thing. We're looping through our entire input once as we calculate our prefix sums. And every single time, we just make a check to see if our prefix sum minus k exists in the dictionary. This is a constant time lookup, so that's O of 1. That's not adding anything. And adding to a dictionary, again, is a constant time addition. So this is also O of 1, meaning our total time is just O of n that it takes to go through and calculate all the prefix sums. So space is O of n, and so is time. So we just went ahead and solved Subarray Sum Equals K. We did a complete walkthrough with an example. If you have any questions with it whatsoever, let me know down below in the comments. If this video was helpful, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next one.